what I liked. Now, I'm sure you don't need any help in figuring out what I don't like and why we're all here today. I'm a very happy, positive person, and I'm always told I live in a very jolly bubble. Now, I get the feeling that Golden Wiltshire don't like happy teachers, and I'm getting more and more fed up. Constantly being criticised, regardless of how hard we all work. Go makes it sound like I run home when the bell rolls, but in reality, most teachers already work the long hours that he is trying to bring in. Having a great department, I know my school works well as a team, not only on a day-to-day basis, but in all areas. So even if I believe I am a fab teacher, I know I can't get the results my children get without the contribution everyone makes in school, and in particular those who've taught my classes before me. So should I really get a pay rise at the expense of somebody else? No! I've been at the same school since I started teaching, and I'm not planning on going anywhere else just yet. But if I do have to move to a new area or get a job in another school, then the government's proposals say that my experience doesn't count for anything. If my new school is short of money or has already allocated out its staffing budget, then the governor will be forced to employ me at the beginning of the pay scale. I might go on and take some time off to have a family. It's sad to hear young teachers say they can't afford to have children. I can't think about having children with the stress and workload they're under. What will happen if they do have children and decide to return to work? Where will they stand in terms of their pay? By giving teachers yet more hoops to jump through, the government is once again chipping away at our professionalism. What will happen to my lovely maths department and that works so well together? Will teachers focus more on the parts of the curriculum that can be measured more easily? Will it change the way I record my assessment of my students so that I can maximise progress on paper? Will it stop experienced teachers sharing good practice with younger teachers like me? Will it release an NASUWT teacher I've held in reserve awaiting a financial incentive? Will it make me a better teacher? No. Will it help my students make more progress? No. I believe the governor's proposals will restrict my choices and those of my colleagues. They'll continue to demoralise staff more than they have done already. I think they'll damage relationships among staff and create more work and stress for everyone. And it'll impact negatively on my freedom to teach the children the way I know best. The NUT is currently surveying its student members on the proposed changes to teachers' pay. 90% of student teachers responding to the survey said they didn't support the government proposals, and only 4% know who they are supporting them. Over half of the respondents said they would be less likely to train as a teacher if they'd known about the changes. And what's sad is that 41% of respondents said they were now less likely to remain in teaching, and what a waste that is. Now, I refuse to let the bad press get me down, and I definitely won't allow people to attack the profession I enjoy being part of. Unfortunately, there are a few excellent teachers from my training course that have decided to leave their teaching posts and jobs already. Now, Wiltshire may think it's a good thing. He wants to push the bad teachers out and get more good teachers in. But these were good teachers that loved teaching and left because they were bogged down with the workload, and I think this is a real shame. 50% of teachers leave in their first 5 years, and over 50% of teachers surveyed by the NASUWT thought about leaving last year. My head maths, Julie, who sat over there, is an amazing teacher and was also my own maths teacher with Miss Taylor next to me. Inspiration and someone I expected to teach him until she retires, which is 68, 69 or 70 if God gets his way, but a lot lower if we keep up this fight. Hopefully she's just venting because she's here now, and like the rest of us, she isn't letting the education system go downhill without fight. But it's scary to know that someone as strong and experienced as Julie feels that way. And if she feels that way, what chance have us newbies got? Us relative new people to be pressing about. Now, all of this programme comes on top of a pay freeze since 2009 and an increase in my pension contributions, all of which have cut my take-home pay by 15% in real terms. And now Mr. Gove wants us all to work more hours per week and more days per year as well. Now, I currently live with my mum and I've been wanting to buy my own house for a while. I'm seriously considering whether this is something I can afford with all these possible changes, and don't like the loss of security that teaching as a profession has always had. Gove says he wants to liberalise the school teachers' paying positions. He youth consider recommendation to remove our limits on working time, working hours and days.
Shame.
He wants to reduce the detailed specifications of how PPA time should be allocated, remove the rarely covered provisions, and streamline the current list of professional duties. Now, this is about...
do my job.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't about improving education at all, and it's definitely not about raising the status of the profession. These proposals are just another form of an attack and an exercise simply to save costs and possibly benefit the private sector. I feel Gove is aiming to privatise schools, but he needs to remember we're working with children here, not in a factory. And I feel all schools should remain in the public sector. I'm so pleased that the NASUWT and the NUT are working together to combat this proposal. Paying for a crisis they didn't create. Teachers, parents, governors and heads to help and support our campaign. I'm so proud to be sat here alongside all of you here and standing up to Michael Gove and the government by taking action. Who says Gove won't change his mind? Together we are stronger, and if he doesn't listen, Gove must go.